Tune in to find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker!
An unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, remember what's the critical thinking hangar? Ranger fans, remember what's the critical thinking hangar?
Now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York Rangers.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Shirt Underground Show. Today is Monday. It is February the 28th. We are in panic mode. Sound the alarm. They've lost 2 in a row. What are we going to do? My name is Jim, and as always, I'm joined on the other side of the window by the one and only Eddie Geik. Eddie, it's Monday night, and that means one thing.
Losing, and more losing for the New York Rangers. Listless, goalless for 5 consecutive periods. Oh, please, batten down the hatches. Let Gallant walk the plank. My God, they have lost 2 consecutive games. What are we going to do? This is the same as the 2012 to 15 Rangers. The same Rangers. I tell you, the panic that has come on the New York Ranger fan base, the pedestrian fans, as I call them, is amazingly stupid. But I digress as I want to talk about the good side, the upside. That's tonight's show. You're live with Jim, Eddie, Giff. Who was the other guy? The
Dandy Don.
Dandy Don Meredith.
O.J. Simpson on the sidelines.
With Rush Limburg. Limburg. Right? Was Limburg? Rush
Dennis
Limbaugh.
Miller.
And Dennis Miller doing the color commentary.
Soon to be
What
Troy
a
Aikman.
that was. Sorry, Jim. This is Howard Cosell. Wishing you a good show, boys.
Good evening. So, yes, we are glad to be here, glad to be back. What a weekend. We'll talk about the viewing party in just a little while. Let's start with the games themselves. Shutout on Saturday. Might as well have been shut out last night. A loss to the Penguins. Everybody called it a playoff-like atmosphere, a playoff-like game. And I said, yeah, it was because they didn't win.
Oh, yeah.
The Rangers came out last night. They lost. I said this last night on our group. They lost last night's game on Saturday. Saturday's game took it all out of them. It was a heavy game, a lot of hits, a lot of emotion. And they had nothing. 3 games, 4 nights. I get that. The schedule kind of catching up to them a little bit. They had nothing in the tank, Eddie. Made that late push, all for naught. And lost 5-2 to Bruce Boudreau. Not even a "Can you hear us" chant for old fat baby Huey, that Haagen-Dazs eating fuck. They had nothing going on last night. And quite frankly, I forgot there was even a game last night until about 6:45.
So did they.
I remember. Well, they forgot until about 9:15. I remembered early in the day that, hey, this game tonight, got to watch the game, and then it just kind of left my mind. At 6:45, I got a notification from MSG. I'm like, Oh shit! I forgot there's a game.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Happens to me about 2 or 3 times a year. I'll forget. Usually on a back-to-back, something like that.
Well, it happens to me probably 28 to 33 times a year. No, yeah, it does happen occasionally. But kind of sucked that you actually caught up with that crap. But going back to the Pittsburgh game, now the Pittsburgh game itself, I was schmoozing amongst the brethren and the sistren of the Blueshirt Underground, but I watching the game closely.
Well, that's right, the Washington game since we've last been here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe their best game of the season.
I mean, you talk about a 3-period close-checking masterpiece, and although Shesterkin had to make some good saves, it was a full-on effort by the Rangers. They just couldn't get any quality scoring chances. I think they got a couple chances on the power play at the end. And once again, not being able to generate power plays to do it 5-on-5. And it caught up to them. And I will agree with Costa that the Sidney Crosby penalty, once again, agendas, my friends. There are special players in this league that get calls. And let's face it, this has been going on for years and years, not just with Sidney Crosby. It went on with Mario Lemieux. It went on with not every Pittsburgh Penguin that ever played. But, I mean, you're a high-profile player. They will give you the call, even though it's on, it's marginal, if at best.
Right.
And then that.
But you got to persevere. You got to put the puck in net.
You can't. If you don't score, you don't deserve to win. That's it. Bet your bottom dollar. That's what it is.
Like Joe Micheletti says, you got to outscore the other team to win.
Oh, yes. What is his sage-like advice and analysis?
See, all the luminaries are here.
Yes.
Bonnie Goldstein Rossif is here. I went to high school with her. Dan Murphy is here. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Murph.
Wow,
How's your husband? Bill Chadwick is here.
Wow.
Yep. There he is.
Standing room only. SRO.
Coast is here. Joe Garcia. I see the great Matt Zenobia, who's been at the Garden a couple of times the last few days and made the trip in from Ohio. Matt Morello's here. Chris.
I got to met Matty Z. I met him at the thing.
Sean McCaff blew us off on Saturday. He's here.
He probably had a bet somewhere. He was down in Hialeah.
Hialeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's open anymore.
I think it is, yeah.
But,
Hialeah.
Yeah. So,
of course, Jen is here. She's sitting to my right, enjoying the show. Nick DeCristo is here. It was good to see Nick.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Nick
he
was
is
in
quite
fine form. I'm wearing his pin. He pinned me. We're not going steady.
You guys are going steady.
Yeah. Nick made these pins for the show, for the viewing party. Gave them out. I got a Chris Kreider pin.
Everybody got a Chris Kreider pin.
Yeah. So, as far as as far as the game goes, what can you really review about the game? I mean,
which one? The Pittsburgh game?
The Pittsburgh game. Other than I got grievances, annoyances. This Tristan Jarry plays the Devils. I think he gives up 4 or 5 goals. He gets pulled, and he comes against us. And again, it's the same old stuff.
Right, we get the bad version of this team.
It's Dominic Hasek. It's Patrick Waugh. Whatever you want, a guy you want to. These guys play outstanding. Although I don't think the Rangers. And I got a problem with Gallant with one thing, and I hope this is addressed at the trading deadline, Jim. So I'm going to talk about this. I'll talk about it now. This is not an indictment against Dryden Hunt, although it should be, because I'm really not fond of this player. I mean, his 3 goals, 5 assists. Come on, what if he's got? For a guy who plays every game, you got to do better than that.
Right.
But that's here nor there with the. You got Panarin and Strome, okay? I thought Artemi Panarin was an elite shooter, an elite scorer. I don't need his assists. I can tell you right now, I don't need his assists. And Strome is just too inconsistent to be the player that he needs to be. He's just not going to. He'll have a good streak, and then he goes away for a while, and then he comes back. And those two guys are diminished with the lack of power plays because that's where they excel. All those guys, they are power play. To have a guy like Dryden Hunt on that wing is ridiculous because you need somebody who can put the puck in the net. I don't care. Even if you move Gauthier, who's a one-trick pony, rush to the net, not score, at least it's a shot. Go ahead.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense when you have two guys on that line who are pass first to have a guy on that line who doesn't score. It doesn't make sense to me. He's got a hard on for Dryden Hunt. I don't know what it is, but he loves the Hunt.
Well, he's got to stop not liking the Hunt because I mean, this is the thing: is that I feel, and I see Paul Sliker as it. I feel like Panarin is looking to pass way too much these last couple of years. He's got to become the shooter. I mean, what they should be looking to set him up. Why is he looking up? That they got him hooking up trying to get to Strome. Now, listen, Strome is okay, but a lot of times he doesn't put it away. I mean, he put one away last night, but a lot of times he doesn't.
Right.
And to have a throwaway on his on the right wing with Hunt's Hall, that it's a joke. I mean, what is the problem here? I know we're not blessed with a lot of. I'd rather see Heedle on that wing. If he play right, he plays every position. He's out of position, so it doesn't matter.
You know, you think about it, right? And when when Strome and Panarin were first put together, and Strome got a bunch of goals, and everybody said, "Oh, that's just a product of playing with Panarin." Well, where's the Dryden? Where's that effect on Dryden?
Yeah, right.
What does that tell you about Dryden Hunt, right? I mean, it's not an indictment on him. It's just he's not a second line player. I don't care what Gallant. I don't care what he says. He's got a hard on for this kid. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, I've heard everything. Oh, he's got a good motor. These is what do I
say? The same thing I said in October. If the big 3 or 4 aren't scoring, who's scoring?
And I love the fact
nobody.
Right. Gallant kept the same. Gallant kept the same lineup the next night because he thought they played great. But yeah, they did play really good, but they got no goals. So what are you going to come back with Dryden Hunt again? And then again, they had more power plays in this game in the what you call it game. Who the hell they play last night? I forgot already. Vancouver.
Oh, Joe, 94, Joe.
Oh God. You come back with the same lineup, but you come up back with a lineup that you didn't get any goals with. Sorry.
Oh, Joe, here's a list of the black players that have played for both teams. It was like the biggest bunch of scrubs. Sorry. I mean, it was like, there've been some great black players in this league, and now we get a list of Emerson, Edom, and Smile, and Donald Brigadier, and Anson Carter, whose only claim to fame is he brought Jaromir Jagr to the Rangers.
Right.
That's all you remember about Anson Carter's career.
One other thing.
Nathan Lafayette.
He actually got a McFarlane figure as a Ranger. Anson Carter.
Anson Carter?
And actually, I had to buy it because it was just a Ranger. And it's like, what a waste. Yes, and you're right. His only claim to fame is the getting Jagr here. I feel like, and then he gets very defensive if you mention Philip Heedle, why he's not in the lineup.
Oh, Heedlemania is dead, Joe.
Oh, he gets crazy. Well, he's been scratched the last 2 games. One of the reporters asked him, and he's like, no. He was ill. The first game, he was ill, and I'm just keeping the same lineup tonight. So.
Okay.
Go with it.
Hanson Carter, Gary Carter, no relation. This is gonna go on for a while. That was just going on all last night. The group.
They love the same name game. Those two, they get all excited every game.
JT Miller and Keandre Miller, no relation.
No relation.
He should have said, well, JT Miller skates by, he's checked by Keandre Miller, no relation.
Well, I would say
obviously.
Nowadays.
He should have dropped obviously in there. Then that would have been great.
He's ill. But I want to say something here. Now, you can't always the Keandre Miller and the JT Miller. I don't know nowadays. Did you watch the game last night when they showed that dude from the Knicks who is related? His stepbrother is Tyler Myers.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you don't know. I'm like, this guy's related to somebody on the Knicks. This guy's like a 6'5". Well, maybe that they have that in common. But so you never know. So
I'll tell you what else they have in common, Chip.
They took the butt. Oh, sorry. All right. That was a little bit of pissing me off. And you're right. What you said is what we were concerned about during the before the season started. Is if the first line doesn't score, where are we? And they had no legs in that game anyway. That game was a throwaway game. They had no interest in that game.
They were exhausted.
They were. They played like a team that
nothing going on. Rickles was juggling lines. He was,
when that happens, we know it's
trying a little bit of everything, and nothing was working, Maui. So, what are you going to do? But, I was just, of course, I'm just watching the reactions, mostly on Twitter, but fans were going crazy last night. Make a trade now. We got to make trades. This team's got it. They do need to make trades, but,
Same old Rangers.
Same old Rangers.
Really? Same old Rangers? Like 43 wins.
Did you see the pictures? Capo in his cast?
No, I did not see this.
Yeah, Mike
Capo
Silver.
Casto, I see. That's a good one, Rob.
Yeah. He was sitting up in the
Casto?
Sitting up in the suites with one of those. He had the Cowboy Bob Orton cast on.
I can't believe this. This wasn't. It started off as a day-to-day. He's in a day-to-day cast,
right?
Just maybe they do meet. They do meet Kako, but they need some scoring depth, and hopefully they will go at the trading deadline. But the fans went absolutely berserkowitz about these two losses. And I'm not saying that the logical, the beloved fans of this group and the people who are watching at home, but I'm talking about, again, the pedestrian dopes that make up about 45. Yeah, there it is. That's
Kako.
That's Kako.
Yeah, up in the suites last night watching the game. That was him.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't see that. I think there were some bright spots. If I had to pick out a player I really liked in both games, who is that Lafreniere kid. I really think he's playing at a higher level now, and he's benefiting from that first line play with Kreider and Zibby. Would you agree? What do you guys think?
Absolutely. And it's a good thing for him, because if you can't make it playing next to those two, you've got no shot. You might as well be Dryden Hunt.
Yeah, I agree. Thank God Dryden Hunt didn't get put up to the first line.
Right. Oh, give it time.
Actually, that might be work better to have Panarin with Lafreniere and Strome. But I guess the Kako injury has affected them somewhat, because Kako would pitch in the odd goals. But Dryden Hunt doesn't need to even sniff the second line. He's a third or fourth liner guy. In my wonderful world, he's a fourth liner. Actually, he's in the AHL. But I understand you got to have guys like that. But you're also going to live and die with guys like Greg McKegg, who's never going to score. Julien Gauthier, who does have flashes of some kind of talent, but he just doesn't score.
Right.
Ryan Reeves, I feel, has a better opportunity to score than the bottom six. No Heedle. He was ill. So I don't know. I mean,
Sickly.
He was sickly.
Sickly.
I am not going to panic one bit. They've, it's just that teams go into slumps. Teams don't do well. I mean, this happens to every team.
It's ebbs and flows to a season.
And this is my one indictment of the so-called Ranger fans. They're so emotionally tied into the game, into their team. It's just like a sick relationship they have with their team. It's like, I need the emotional, because I think most of their lives are complete, wastelands. They don't really have anybody, or if they have somebody, they hate them. And I feel like they're so emotionally tied to a Ranger victory. It gives them that brief joy. But when the Rangers disappoint and they don't win, they're like scorned lovers. They are going to be like, I hate this bitch. It's the same old shit. You got to be logical. And you're going to lose. I mean, it's tough to be logical with this team. I mean, but I think, you can't be like that. I was like that when I was 12. Oh, man, don't talk to me. The Rangers lost.
Right.
I mean, but these people exist on social media, and you got to see it, and you just shake your head. I mean, you're active on the Twitter. I mean, you see it like in times 3,000 than I see it.
I just, I barely even tweet anymore. I just go in there to read reactions.
Well, it is.
Out of there.
Yeah, if you do it for comedy's sake,
It's an insane asylum full of cowards.
Who is it?
All in all, I'm not worried about the Rangers' problems, Eddie. And do you know why? You know why I'm not worried? Right here. Because of the big news today that Johnny Brodzinski will remain in Ranger Blue for another 2 seasons. Locked him up.
Oh, yes.
Locked him up. There'll be no hitting the free agent market for Johnny Brodzinski.
That's right.
2 years we've locked him up.
He's not a Broadway Blue. He's a Broadway Blue.
Right.
Brodzinski.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there? That's right. He's living it up on the nights on Broadway.
Johnny the Mod Brodzinski.
The bod. Johnny Hockey, Sean says. Johnny Minor League Hockey.
Browdy Brodzinski. Johnny Hockey.
Johnny AHL Hockey.
Right.
I mean,
Johnny Hartford.
Well, that is some news, Jim. Where did you dig that one up from? Who reported that? It must have been a slow news day.
The Rangers. Well, the Rangers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. New York Rangers president and general manager Chris Drury announced today that the team has agreed to terms with Johnny Brodzinski on a 2-year contract extension. He's 28 years old. We locked him up 2 years, Eddie.
No trade clauses?
Thank God. Oh, I'm sure there's a no trade clause.
$6.5 million.
The no trade clause is sewn inside the jersey now, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
right.
a little slot for your, just to tuck it in there.
Okay. Eurotrash is saying I can understand the loss to Pittsburgh, but the Canucks, that was kind of a letdown. 3 power plays, no conversions against the worst ranked. Yeah, I mean, that was concerning. But the Rangers' power play has been lights out. We have to factor in that Bruce Haagen-Dazs over there, they have improved. Apparently, apparently by Joe Micheletti's standards, you improve the team by lifting their spirits.
Right.
he's brought a new, he's been reinforcing them. And, and Sam caught himself because he was going to say, he was talking about Boudreaux. They were talking about Boudreaux. And then they started talking about how great Travis Green was. But then Sam caught himself because if he was great, he would still be the coach. And he goes, Travis Green did a good job here. He went right from great to good. Yeah, I agree. It was disappointing, but be disappointed. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, you lose some games. It would have sucked if I would have been at that game. But the Canucks and Thatcher Demko, Sam. So, hey, come on, Georgiev.
No relation to Margaret Thatcher.
I got to say it here, folks. The 7 and 8 Alexander Georgiev, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I mean, they were down early. Was it his fault? I don't know. He gives up a lot of rebounds. Maybe I'm just spoiled by seeing Shesterkin. That's probably what it is. Shesterkin is so great at his rebound control, and I feel like Georgiev, he gives up an inordinate amount of rebounds, but I can't really blame him because the Rangers, they didn't score to the third period. So it's tough, but I miss my Shesky. But he can't play every game. That's the reality.
No, he can't. Now we don't often mix politics with this show, but the NHL did make a semi-political statement today. I don't know if you heard about this.
No, I have not heard about this.
The National Hockey League condemns Russia's invasion of Ukraine and urges a peaceful resolution as quickly as possible. Effective immediately, we are suspending our relationships with business partners in Russia, and we are pausing our Russian language social and digital media sites. In addition, we are discontinuing any consideration of Russia as a location for any future competitions involving the NHL. We also remain concerned about the well-being of the players from Russia who play in the NHL on behalf of their NHL clubs and not on behalf of Russia. We understand that they and their families are being placed in an extremely difficult position. So the NHL taking a serious stand and of special concern to you, Eddie, the NHL also announced that they will be dragging former New York Ranger Evgeny Grachev out to the middle of Times Square and shooting him in the back of the head.
Oh, what do I care? He didn't work out.
The Russian rifleman is getting 2 in the back of the head.
I don't know. Yeah, he's getting 2 bullets. Boom. He didn't work out. So again, I've lost all connections with him as far as emotional connections. So whatever happens, das Vidanya, ciao, Evgeny. Now, okay, what do you think? Why do they have to get involved in this? Just do it. Don't have to. What they think that the NHL is pro Putin? What do they care? I'm sorry. You think Putin's not going to invade because the NHL has come down with this statement?
Oh.
It's just stupid.
Bettman saves the world. Film at 11.
Yeah, give it a break. This guy can't even run a hockey league. He wants to get involved in international politics. Maybe he'll settle it with a 3-on-3 overtime. Stupid fuck. I don't know. Just annoying. Yeah, I'm seeing the guys' chat room bring about Ovechkin, who is a pro-Putin guy. And Hasek actually came out and lambasted Ovechkin for being pro-Putin. I'm fucking done with politics and hockey and whatever. Who cares? Let them sort it out. Just don't take Shesterkin away.
I don't see why Evgeny Grachev has to suffer for all of this.
Listen, Evgeny's been a whipping boy from the beginning. Only me and Leslie Treff liked him because of his strides.
Leslie Treff.
Leslie Treff put out a statement. She's condemning Russia as well.
She put out a statement.
Everybody put out a statement. What you think? It makes as much difference as what the NHL did. Worry about the hockey. Worry about the keeping Shesterkin on the Rangers. That's all.
Right.
Now, does this? What do you guys think? Does this affect the whole Kravtsov thing? Is he drafted or something? Where is he?
Well, he was in the. Remember, he posted those pictures of himself on Instagram with the Kalashnikovs, so we recall those AK-47s. He had pictures of himself with assault rifles. This was a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
So maybe
They didn't cancel him.
He could be marching. You know, he could be next into Kyiv.
Rollo's cracking me up.
Imagine.
Yeah,
that would. I don't know if that would help or hurt. I guess it depends on if he survives. If it would help or hurt his trade value.
Michelle Zingar reporting that Stalin is out for this war. Rollo ninth. Once again, just the writers on this show are unbelievable. Mario had one.
Listed as doubtful.
Mario had one. Georgia's trade value fell harder than the Russian ruble. So, yeah, man, it's tough times over there. I just wonder, will it affect Kravtsov? This is the perfect answer. They had two shots at the perfect answer for the right wing. They had the freaking Buchnevich trade. Dumb. I don't care. You cap wizards. Dumb. And I know some of you guys are not. You got the perspective that he was a baby, but I'm sorry. I really think it was blame on both sides. And you had that guy who would have filled in perfectly. We wouldn't have to be looking to make a trade. But we're looking for a rental, Jim. I mean, a lot of people want to, talk about, trades and stuff like that. But I guess we'll save that for a bit later or maybe never. But do you want to talk a little bit about the viewing party?
Sure. We can get into it. So Saturday, we were at McHale's Bar and Grill in New York City. Great place. Great venue. Wouldn't you agree? I'll let you take your pause there.
I would, let's see, if on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give that place a hard 8. Very hard 8. I thought it was really good. The staff was awesome.
Yes. Staff was fantastic. They have a excellent staff. It was Sadie and Kat behind the bar, and then you had Irene was working with the group at the tables. There was another girl there whose name I didn't get, but she was I think pregnant girl, but I didn't catch her name. She showed up kind of later, but they all took very good care of everybody. And Mally, the bar manager, was really cool. Every time he came upstairs to check on us, we all yell, "Mally!"
Yeah,
which he thoroughly enjoyed. And there was a coat rack. It was hidden in the back. Well, I think they'd heard about
word got around.
Right, our reputation precedes us.
Yeah. And, hello, Andre. He said hello.
We had a lot of first timers there. So we got to meet some new people. There was a couple there who actually only recently found out about the show a couple weeks ago and just decided to come check us out. There was a group of kids there who didn't even look old enough to drink who saw our post on Instagram and all came in.
Oh, that's how they found out.
Yeah.
Was that
the group of young guys that sat up on
the one guy looked like Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he said he gets that every day. I asked him. I said, "How often do you get the Patrick Mahomes thing?" He said, "I get it every day."
Well, he probably wants to look like him.
Right. Well, maybe it was the brother.
Maybe
the brother that everybody hates. McHale's bar. Kevin McHale, no relation.
Yes, the coat rack was hidden away. but I liked it, and it didn't look like. I don't know. I mean, Costa asked the question in the.
It wants a comparison. I'm happy in either place.
I'm gonna go with McHale's slight edge. Slight edge.
I like the fact that McHale's booked us and put us upstairs in the room, no problem. This is where you guys are going to be. There was no Slattery's is a busier place. They've got a location a little closer to the garden. They're a little busier and they don't always have availability for us. I get that. Hey, God bless them that they're doing well.
I like the whole champagne toast awaiting us.
The champagne toast was nice, and we have to credit Costa for that because it was his original idea. And then the bar was nice enough to donate us a couple of bottles of whatever it was. I didn't even get one. They were pouring it, and I was running around getting raffle tickets.
Yeah,
glass, but that's okay. You made a very nice toast. I went over, grabbed my beer, and salute, and drank it down. Because Costa wanted to bring a couple of bottles of champagne, and when we talked to the bar said, "Nah, don't bring your own stuff. We'll give you 2 bottles." And so they were nice.
Nice on both
that for us. And from what I heard, everybody was very happy with the food and the beer. I think and the drinks. I think the prices were about what you'd expect. I think it was. I would definitely go back.
Yeah,
also, they loved us. I sent Paul, the owner. I sent him a text on Sunday thanking him, and complimenting the staff. And his response was, "Jim, thank you so much. I only heard good things about your party yesterday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing it here. You are welcome anytime."
Wow. They must have got us confused with I'm sorry. They must have got us confused with a different party.
Well, I mean, I think we're probably a little more raucous a crowd than McHale's is used to, but the people that work there, I think, loved us. I think they loved the chants that were going on. They loved the things that are being yelled. They loved the banter between us and the ball busting, because I don't think they're used to seeing that. But they were all younger, so it's more. Right. Less, I think it's right in the middle of the Broadway district. So there's theaters all over the place surrounding it. As a matter of fact, right across the street, people were lined up to see Wicked for the afternoon show and then the night show. And when the matinee show is over, a lot of people come to McHale's for their post-show drink or to have something to eat.
Oh boy!
And they're walking in, looking at us. I mean, we got a couple of hairy eyeballs from people coming in because they walk in.
Fucking fuck you, Penguins, and
they walk into our place and we're chanting "fuck you, Sid," and you suck, all that other shit that we yell, and they're looking at us like, "Oh, how dare you speak of,"
speak of foul.
They don't got their masks on. They don't want to breathe nothing we're breathing. I think everybody had a great time. Everybody went home with stuff. We had glasses, shirts. We got a couple of the Johnnards were nice enough to donate a couple of Henrik Lundqvist jerseys that we gave away. There's some good stories from the day. One of my favorites is this gentleman Jordan, who I mentioned earlier, only found our show a couple weeks ago. He brought his girlfriend with him, and her name was
Melissa.
Kate.
Is it Kate or Melissa?
Melissa is Pete Skaldikas.
Okay, yes, he's Pete.
That's his girlfriend.
Okay,
who was also at his first. Connor, I'll let you know when to call in. I'm kicking you off the switchboard. What the fuck am I? What am I? I'm not trying to be Sean Connery over here, Julian. Anyway, so Jordan brings his girlfriend Kate, very nice girl. They won a viewing party shirt, which she immediately put on. Was walking around. Well, she had quite a bit to drink by the end of the night, as did a lot of people. She didn't have as much to drink as some people, but she had a lot to drink. So she comes up. So at the end of the night, they were getting ready to leave, and I went over to say goodbye and thank them. And she looks at me and she says, "Let me tell you something." She says, "I've never won anything in my entire life, not a lottery ticket, anything. But this motherfucker points to the boyfriend and goes, drags me to this viewing party. He just found out about your show, and he wins all this stuff. Well, he's getting some tonight."
Yeah.
And she was much more graphic about it than that.
Yeah.
And he's just smiling ear to ear. And I just looked at him. I said, "Well, God bless you on this night, Jordan. You go home and have fun."
Right.
So that's what we're all about.
Yeah. That was funny. She was great. Yeah, I like the influx of new people. They seem to have fun and they seem to fit in right away. There was none of this like, oh my God, what are you doing? You banging on a chair, yelling obscenities. None of these, they fit right in with us.
Right.
And that's what we liked.
If she really show more than once,
she really used the really graphic language too.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. And Danielle Stewart was there. It was good to see her. She didn't have her posse with her, but that's okay. She had a good time. Mike Smith, good to see him.
Mike Smith wouldn't leave me alone about when we doing the next viewing party.
Well, that is currently under discussion, believe it or not. Eddie and I are already having conversations about it.
Yes.
Nick DeCristo with his Islanders suck shirt. Nick gave this, like I said, Chris Carter.
He had a strange story to relay to me. I'm not sure I got this story straight or if I can retell it.
Okay.
And the Black-Hearted Crow, perhaps you can correct me after I relay the story to the audience. So, the Black-Hearted Crow was feeling kind of good, He's a little loose, as we used to say. And he starts
he's a bit of an herbal enthusiast, as you like to say.
He's my man. He's like, what was that group? Dr. Hook and the Medicine Band or whatever that is? He's the Medicine Band part. Whatever that was. Anyway, so he's telling me, I had a dream about Brian Boyle once. Now I go, oh boy. And he has nothing but venom from Brian Boyle, equal to almost your venom to Brian Boyle. So he's telling me he's in Italy and he's having a dream in which much taller hockey players he's in a confrontation with them. And Brian Boyle's one of them. And he's looking up to Brian Boyle and he's telling him how much he sucks or something. And the next thing he does, he feels a tug on his nether region, so to speak. And he wakes up. And apparently this is all about Brian Boyle tugging at his nuts.
Well,
now,
he had the good stuff that night, huh?
Black-Hearted Crow is this was Lucic. Milan Lucic was involved in this. And I think there was another guy, right? Now, I'm not going to cast aspersions on what his sexual preference is, but I know I think he's a heterosexual man. I don't know about
Hello,
Frisco. So, Black-Hearted Crow, is this what basically happened? Did you wake up from the tugging of the agates? Give your balls a tug. I don't know. I don't
do go both ways.
Fuck Boston. That's all I can say about that.
I think it was a Boston related because it was Lucic was on Boston. Brian Boyle's from Boston with his 35 brothers and all that. Well, that was an interesting story.
Well, and that was one of the fun things about Saturday was that I seem to, and I could be wrong about this, but I seem to remember that in past times that Nick has come to viewing parties, the couple that he's been to, he had a group with him, and he kind of kept within his group if I'm remembering it correctly. But on Saturday, he was flying solo, so I had much more chance to interact with him and talk to him, and he is quite the character. He really is.
Oh, yeah.
Funny as hell. He's very, very funny.
So, okay. So the story goes, he twisted my nuts after I talked shit about Boyle. No, I talked shit about Lucic, and Boyle wouldn't help him out. Now, if you're in Italy, why is this even on your mind? I mean, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Fucking Boyle.
So it just goes to prove Brian Boyle is not really liked around here, although I don't have anything personally against him.
It's Brian fucking Boyle.
So,
Chadwick weighing in.
wow. Bill, I don't know. Dean always had that neck brace. Maybe he was always trying to, that neck collar. Maybe he was trying to do things with his neck that were not really, he shouldn't have been doing. I don't know. All right. So this, let me tell you, it's a raucous crowd. We're all energized. I mean, it's 0-0. We're not winning or losing. Crowd is, I'm vibing out with all the new people. I've got my homes in the back room in the dining section. Jim is going against raffles. We had a spin the wheel between the first and second with autograph cards from Oldies but Goodies Rangers and a Zach Jones rookie card with all our sayings that we have on the show and clips. And it was funny because a lot of people knew the sayings, and we all kind of chanted them at once, like it's all about the money and, you know, that. And one of the waitresses.
That's a fan favorite.
Yes. And the waitress comes up to me and goes, "What is this?" I go, "Well, these are like kind of like the chant, like the things during the show, kind of like inside jokes." She goes, "I love this. You guys all know these?" I go, "There's about 50% of the people here." And the turnout was pretty good, right, Jim? I mean, we had like 30 plus.
We were around 35, which was I always hope for at least 30 because I figure that makes the bar, you know, that makes it worth it. It makes it worth all the work we put into it. It makes it worth it for the bar. And I think we had around 35. We were missing a few people we thought might be there. Excuse me. And we had a few new people that kind of filled those gaps. So it worked out nicely.
Yes. Also, I would be remiss. I think, was it between the second and third or whatever? Chris John, who may be the nicest guy that I didn't meet in real life. You know, I've met through the show. I mean, you're all nice, but he's always supported everything I've done. He's come down to hockey card shows for me. He documents all the viewing parties, the wins and the losses. And him and his wife are just superlative human beings. And they were nice enough. And I was a little bit verklempt about this. I'm all seriousness, folks. I know I'm the jocular, funny dude, but they came up and they gave me and Jim these keychains. Chris went out of his way, and I don't know if you can get that on that. I don't know if you could see it. All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, kind of. When you held it
really
really close, you can read it. Yeah.
It says Blueshirt Underground, 10,000 streams. And I thought that was just so awfully nice. And so it really was. Now, to me, when something like this happens, and it happens from varying degrees, it just makes it worth it for me to do this show. That's the only thing I want. I mean, that's to make a friend and for someone and to make friends like with you guys and just done something so nice. It's not that, you know, I'm not complaining that this is from, you know, what's that, the jewelry store there?
Things remembered.
No, the real jewelry store.
Zales?
Zales. It's not like this is from Zales, but this is awesome, man. I mean, I really loved it.
Yes, it definitely was. It was a heartstrings moment. It was a lump in the throat moment for sure.
Yeah, I even made out with him. I was so happy.
You too?
Yeah. So it was just really.
He told me he was just going to make out with me.
Well, you know how I you know how I get when I drink champagne. When I drink champagne, I get all loose.
You get frisky.
I get frisky.
Everybody, here's Eddie. Welcome, Eddie.
Hello, Frisco.
Yeah, that was really, really nice of Chris to do, and I definitely appreciate it. You know, there was a moment towards the end of the viewing party, or the viewing party had ended, and it was, you know, that was the other nice thing. It was because it was a 3:00 game. The game was over at like 5:30, so nobody was really in a hurry to leave, even though they lost. You know, a lot of times we do these things at 7:00 at night. The game ends at 10:00, and you're in the city. You want to get the hell out of there and get home. So everybody hung around for a while, which was nice because we all just had a kind of chance to talk and BS a little bit. And I don't remember what was going on, but I think we had the flat cutsy, as we called it, the nice cardboard picture of Cutter that Eddie made and cut out or Chris made, or they both made and cut out the face so that everybody could take a picture with it. If you're in the group, you've seen it. And everybody's just taking pictures with this thing, and they're goofing around with it and just chanting shit and making fun of each other and everything. And I just looked at Eddie and I said, did you ever imagine 12 years ago when we had a phone conversation and said, let's do this together? Did you ever imagine that this is what we'd come to? I mean, just a crazy bunch of diehard Ranger fans who all have a similar warped, God help you, sense of humor, and who just get us and get what this is all about, and just like coming out and supporting us and watching the game and having a good time. It's just crazy to sit there and look around the room and go, my God, what the hell did we do? We deserve some wine and a designer streamer trunk.
Mario had that earlier too.
Oh, I missed. Oh, yeah,
he had it too. Great minds think alike.
Yes, for when Eddie and I launch our vaudeville careers.
Yes. I felt bad because I wanted the Rangers to have a victory. There's a little pressure on, I think, me and Jim, that we know the ambiance, the crowd, the people are there. It's going to be fun. But when the Rangers win, it's even more elation. It's just riding high. And when they score, we didn't even get a chance to go. Hey.
I had my speaker with me, my Bose. I was ready to go with a goal song. We never got to play it.
So
never got to do the Joe Tollison on the megaphone. Nothing. But that's all right.
It's all right.
Everybody had a great time. Everybody had a great time. Everybody went home with something.
Right. So. And George Van Horn's right. We all have a warped sense of view because you got to be. The Rangers aren't delivering on a consistent basis of, they're not winning Stanley Cups. So we've learned to have a sense of humor about everything.
Right.
So, I'm definitely I had a great time. I had a great time meeting everybody, and that was it. I mean, I didn't see a lot of the Cutsy cutout stuff. Is Cutsy here tonight?
He is usually unavailable on Monday nights.
Oh. What? What personal appearances to make now? He's so famous.
I believe he has a meeting.
Oh, that's right. Xavier was there too. He was there.
Yes, Xavier was there.
He had his own content. He got front row seats for the Costa show. I saw that.
He did.
He was in hysterics most of the night. And he wasn't laughing at Costa. I think he was laughing with Costa.
Right. Everybody loves Costa.
The only time I got mad.
I think if the reason people come, they come to see us, they come to watch the Rangers, then they come to see Costa. I think that might be third.
Yeah, I think so too. And Costa's just he's not acting out. He's not doing a bit. That's him.
That's not a performance.
No, it should be. He should be charging for that. Because you could be both scared and in love with him at the same time. But it was pretty fantastic. I had a great time.
It was.
So And we're thinking about doing another one, folks. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, big boy.
Next couple of days, we'll let you guys know.
I'm gonna have Blaine Stoughton on this show, big boy.
So, so you missed a little of the fun on Saturday.
I saw a lot of fun. There was fun after.
Well, there was after fun. There was like a post game show, if you will. So if I could backtrack a little bit, I'd like to start at the beginning of this story, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. I got my glass of soda pop.
Okay,
I'm right here with you.
So I took the bus into the city, and I got into the city at about 11:45, and I had prearranged with Matt Morello that I was going to meet him down at the NHL store. So, I had the bag with all the giveaways in it, which was really heavy, and I didn't want to lug it all the way down to the garden. So I got off the bus at Port Authority. I walked up to McHale's, dropped off the bag, and headed back to the NHL store. I met Matt at the NHL store. We walked around for a little while, looked at some stuff. I bought a few things to give away at the viewing party, and we left the NHL store. We were going to make our way back up to 51st Street to go to McHale's. And Matt says, I messaged Connor to see if he was in the city yet, and he's already at a bar, pre-gaming. I said, oh, but he said, but he's not at McHale's. I said, oh. I said, we're headed uptown. We got time. I said, where is he? Well, maybe we'll go see him if he's on the way. He goes, I don't know. He's at some bar. He said they had a really good deal on beer and shots or something like that.
At Rudy's or something.
Rudy's. Well, it turns out that's where he was. So I said, oh, okay. So we head up to McHale's. We get there, and of course, Costa's already there. First, Costa is the Griswold family of the viewing party. First one's here. He's the first one there. He was already set up at the bar. He had his spot, and so we got there and said hello and started setting up. And I talked to Paul, the owner, and then Connor showed up a little while later, and he was feeling pretty. I think he had a buzz on, but he was doing okay. And then as the game progressed, Connor was drinking, and you could see he was getting a little more and more imbibed. And then we had a gentleman show up who was a representative from Red Bull, who, for whatever reason, told Paul he was coming in, and he bought whoever wanted one either a can of Red Bull or a Red Bull and vodka. And from what I was told, I forget who told me this, but apparently his bar tab was $500 buying drinks for him. I didn't have one. I
had a Red Bull.
I'm not a big Red Bull fan, and I'm not the Red Bull and vodka. I've just heard nightmares about that stuff. But anyway, well, I guess Connor had a couple of those. So now the game's over, and Connor's bombed. I mean, we could see here. Look at Chris consoling Connor here. I mean, Connor.
Look at Connor.
Connor. Look at that face. He is barely holding it together at this point, right?
He came up. I think it was me and Matt Zenobia. Came up to me, and he was trying to talk to us, but I couldn't. I mean, listen. I've been, I'm in a heavy metal band late at night. I see all kinds of drunk people, hammered. I've seen a lot of alcohol imbibing. He was absolutely making no sense. The words weren't words. He was like, "Shut that pool."
He wasn't making any sense.
And then me and Matt Zenobia were like, "What?" We were trying to get closer. He's like, check a box. Like, what? No, I would say Chris to me could drink and he gets smashed at something, but I can understand what he's saying. But so I guess Connor had been drinking.
Xavier said Connor took his fucking Red Bull. He drank it on him.
Wow.
So now it's
grabbing drinks.
Now it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock, if I'm guessing, and people are starting to leave, and we're
Matt Morello Road. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
it's okay. Now we're and we're trying to figure out what time where Connor has to be, and I think at first he tells us he's taking the train home. Then he says he's taking the bus home. We ask him what time his bus was. He says 11 o'clock. I said, are you sure it's 11 o'clock? Because I could have swore you told me earlier it was 10. And he says, no, it's 11. And then he says, no, it's 10. So, okay. So now we're thinking that maybe he's got to sit there. People are giving him water. We're trying to dilute all this alcohol, right? He gets his bill, and he can't sign his bill. I think Matt was saying he didn't even know his name to sign his tab.
Yeah, the waitress says, "What's your name? Who are you?" And he didn't know.
And everything coming out of his mouth is just gibberish, right? And I'm starting to think, all right, he's not leaving till 10. My bus is at 9. Like, am I going to have to escort him to Port Authority and like make sure that he's okay? But then he decides he's going to leave. He's done. He's had enough. He's gonna leave. He's gonna make his way to Port Authority. Okay, fine. So we're all watching him, and we're literally sitting there because we're assholes. We're sitting there going, "All right, what are the odds he makes it down the stairs without falling?" Right?
No one's helping him down the stairs.
We're watching him go down the stairs. He goes down the stairs. I know it's terrible, right? He made it down the stairs. We weren't worried.
Okay.
Never in doubt.
Made it down the stairs.
He gets all the way down the stairs, and out the door he goes. So now apparently he's walking the streets of New York trying to find Port Authority. Adam Bartolo, who had come up from Virginia, he had to leave early after the game was over because he had to get to a Verizon store because he was having trouble with his phone. He said that a half hour after he left the bar, he saw Connor stumbling down the street somewhere. It didn't say where, right? So now Connor is literally just wandering the streets of New York City. Right. Naka Kikatini, that's my name. Right. So anyway, so I leave. I left the bar, I guess, at about a little after 7. My bus was at 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'll take it. It's a nice night out. I'll take a slow walk to Port Authority, and I'll put I'll find out where my bus is going to be. So now, you've been to Port Authority, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for those of you that haven't been to Port Authority, it is basically just an airport for buses, and you walk into Port Authority, and there are all these signs for your different gates, and you go off to all these different sections of Port Authority depending on where your gate is, and you'll go down escalators to get you to the bottom, and each escalator takes you to a different, or set of stairs takes you to a different group of gates, right? So I'm walking around Port Authority because I'm taking a different bus home, so I don't know exactly where my bus is going to be. Finally, I see a sign that has the bus company that I'm taking home. It tells me where it's going to be. Right. So I'm in, it's like gates 4 through 10. So I find the sign to take me down there. And I've actually been in this little area before because it was the same bus I had to take when I came home from the viewing party to the Poconos. It's in that same group, which is like tracks or gates 1 through 30. So I start heading for the section. I go all the way down the stairs, and I come down the stairs, and I get past this big long wall. And in front of the wall is a set of benches, and on those benches, there he is. Dead to the world.
Wow.
Right? He
Zombified.
is out cold.
Was he snoring a lot?
Now, of course, my first instinct is to make sure he's not dead, but then I'm like, no, I got to take a picture first.
So, I mean, that's
meanwhile,
the main thing to do.
You see, they've got these yellow bars. See this yellow bar next to him? I guess that's to keep people from. I guess that's to make sure people are social distancing because they're all over the place.
Either that, or they put that up just for Connor.
No, they were all over the place. So now there's 2 seats there you can only see one here that's barred off, but the bar actually covers 2 seats. Okay. Now, so there's 2 seats blocked, and then sitting over to Kana's right is this, let's say, a senior citizen African American woman, and she is literally just sitting there staring at him.
Really?
Because well, she's watching because she don't know if he's dead. I mean, here's a guy that's just, I mean, he had to have been a sight to see stumbling down to this seat, right? So I go over to him and I tap him on the shoulder a couple of times. I said, Kana.
And he's like, yes, Dad.
Kana. Now the old lady's she's looking at me, and I'm like, it's all right. I know him. So I wake him up. He looks at me. He goes, how did you get here?
But
I said, I walked here. I said, is this where your bus is? He says, yes. And I'm looking. I said, how are you getting home? I said, what bus are you taking? And he says, I don't know. I said, do you have it on your phone? And he literally just goes, can you look at my phone for me? So I look at his phone. He's going home on Greyhound at 10 o'clock. And I'm looking around, and he's not where he's supposed to be. So I said, how did you wind up here? I said, this is not where your bus is. Yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. He goes, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. I said, I'm looking at the signs. I said, the only Greyhound here, because it tells you what bus comes into that gate and where that bus is going to go. I said, none of these buses are going to DC. They're all going either north or west. I said, you are not in the right place. And I said, and your phone is at 15%. Luckily, I have a charger. And he looks at me, and the way he said it, and the way he finally opened his eyes to look at me, it was like this was the biggest accomplishment since the polio vaccine. I have a charger. And I'm like, well, let's go find a place to charge your phone. So we're walking around, and finally we find a place to charge his phone. So he's trying to plug his phone in, and I've got that too.
You're documenting everything. I like this.
He's trying to plug his phone in, right? So I said to him,
what's going on here? Did he poop or something? What is that brown thing at the bottom?
I said, you charge. Okay. I said, you charge your phone. I said, I'm going to go find out where my bus is coming. And then once I know that, we'll find out where your bus is. So he says, okay. So I walk away. I go find where my bus is supposed to be. There's already a couple of people waiting, and it's still like an hour away from when my bus is leaving. I'm like, whatever. I turn around, and now he's standing behind me. He's like right behind me. I'm like, what are you doing? I thought you were charging your phone. It's all right. I'll charge it later. I said, okay. So we go upstairs, right? So we work. Now, as I came into Port Authority, I remembered seeing a Greyhound ticket counter. So in my mind, that's where we're going. We're going to go there. I'm going to find out where his bus is going to be. I'm going to take him there. Well, I guess we wound up going like one floor up too high. So we're walking around, and then I see a sign that says street level, down a level. So I said, come on, we got to go back down a level. No, we don't. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. I said, I was just coming over the street, and I saw the Greyhound ticket counter. I wasn't up here before, so we have to go back down to street level. He goes, all right, we'll do it your way. I said, fine. We go back down the stairs, and as soon as we get to down one level, I see the Greyhound ticket counter. So we go in. We're waiting online because they were waiting on somebody. I go to the counter. I said, my friend here is on the 10 o'clock bus to Washington, D.C. Can you tell me what track it's going to be? So she looks it up. I think she said 64. I said, okay. So I walk him all the way over. I find the set of stairs that'll go down to 64. I said, Connor, go down those stairs, find the number 64, and go home. And that was it. That was where we parted ways. I went to my bus. I got on my bus, and I saw on Facebook yesterday morning he was already commenting on pictures, so he obviously made it home.
Oh, that's good.
He is so goddamn lucky that he just happened to go down where I was going to be, of all the wrong places to be. He's just so lucky that he picked where I was going to be, because either he would have slept at Port Authority or he would have got picked up. There were a couple of cops walking around. He would have gotten picked up and spent the night in the drunk tank, if they still have such a thing.
Wow. It really is the happenstance that got him to his destination. It's incredible. What are the odds?
So that was so I take this picture, right?
Uh-huh.
And I sent the picture to Chris and Matt, and I said, "Look what I just found at Port Authority." Oh my God.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's one for that's one for the ages. That story.
Yeah, he was pretty inebriated by the time I even got there, and I got there like about 45 minutes to game time. But we all had fun. Listen, he's enjoying life. He's a young man. What is he, 25? Something like that?
Something like that.
To be that young again.
Works for the government. Your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen.
Jim, you're a miracle worker.
So then I go walking back to my bus, right? And I've got to walk by the old lady again. And she just looks at me and she goes, "You're a good friend."
You a good friend.
I said, "Yeah, I'm really something."
Yeah. Yeah. And she will be on Black History Month on the Rangers broadcast next week, that lady. Well, not next week, but maybe tomorrow or the next day.
So yeah, I got home about 11 o'clock. Jen was at work, and she called me before I went to sleep, and I was telling her this whole story, and she was laughing.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I mean, it's good that we're older now. We can appreciate the foibles of drinking with the youngsters, but I have to say, I often join that crowd. I don't think I've been that blitzed in probably 20 years, maybe more. I think it's in my friend Tony's wedding where I really just got crazy.
Well, see, I heard a story on Saturday about you.
Whoa, hey, ho.
Somebody, I don't remember who it was, said we should get Eddie drunk. I think it might have been Connor that said it, actually. We should get the lead singer of Idiot Box drunk, is what I think he said. And I said, I don't think I've ever really seen Eddie drunk. I said, there have been times where after the fact he'll say he was drunk, but I don't think I've ever really seen him like drunk.
It takes a lot. I think it's because I'm a larger mammal. I'm a guy that I don't know if that soaks it up, or it's just a half German in me that just can drink and drink and drink.
The Johnerts were right there, and Kate Johnert immediately piped up and said, "Oh, I've seen him that drunk. Apparently, you were doing
yeah."
And she said Chris had to keep pushing you up on stage.
I forgot about that. Yes, no. So it wasn't 20 years ago. It was like maybe
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yes. I was so drunk I could not stand up. I when I was on stage and the lyrics, I was blanking out every other lyric, blacking out. I knocked over a bass cabinet. I mean, it was really just people were filming just to watch me puke on stage so it could go viral. Some random girl says, "I thought you were going to puke. I was filming the whole time." Yeah, that was really bad.
Now, what were you drinking that night?
I drank a full bottle of Jack Daniel's honey.
Yeah, boy, that.
But I didn't throw up, though.
Now your wife is chiming in.
The cruise, I consider that not as bad
she's
as
heckling you from the
I
other
know.
room.
Yeah, oh, yes. There was the cruise where they have that I'm sorry, this is not they have that what do they call that? The rum the booze cruise on the way to an island, like a private island they have, like one of these Norwegian cruises or whatever. I don't know what the fuck.
Right.
So I'm hammering. I was with a bunch of young guys and a guy my age, and the young guy was like, I could out drink you. I'm like, yeah, right, buddy. So drinking rum and a fucking, what would they put it with, high C or whatever it is, fruit punch.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. I did like 15, 20 on the way there. I'm drinking. I'm feeling good. But you know when you're feeling good and you think you got it under control, but you don't, and everybody around you knows that you don't have it in control.
Yeah, I've been there.
I was getting that vibe from everybody, but I'm like, I'm okay. What is this? Fruit juice. So I'm kind of like in the water. I'm wading in the water in the ocean there, and Grand Turcos, Secos, whatever. And I went and I pick up this rock. I stepped on a rock. I go, this rock is magic. Look, I got a magic rock here, everybody.
Oh, look at Chris, the magic rock.
Yeah, a magic rock. Look. And I start scraping it against my face. Look.
Oh, my God.
I'm anointed. Now the blood is starting to come down. I'm anointed. Yeah, I got magic now. And everybody's like horrified on the beach. Like, that man is killing himself. That man is, he's ripping his skin apart with that rock. I go, that's a magic rock. Don't get belligerent with me. You know, and I'm like, because I'm a heavy walker, but I don't drag my feet, but I kind of got a plodding gait.
Right.
And I'm plodding I'm like Godzilla coming out of the water with the rock. Magic rock. It's like he's attacking us. Everybody at the beach. I remember there was somebody who got their towel off the beach and ran because they thought I was going to fall on them or something or breathe fire. I don't know. And I got my
Jen is crying.
And they get me back on this boat again, the booze cruise, and I'm like, come on, let's drink. And I'm drinking, and they're doing a limbo contest, and I want to get on the limbo. Listen, this body was not made for limbo. Let me tell you something. I'm not getting under any stick. So then I go in. What do they call those drums? Those merengue drums or something?
Steel drums?
Yeah, the steel drums, right? And I go, let me play that. I'm better than you. Like this is, native guy trying to make some extra money by playing that. I grabbed the sticks from him with the little balls on the end. I go, donga, donga, donga. I have a picture of this, by the way, and I'm wearing a Met shirt. So, and that's it. Like everybody play this. Yeah, and then my wife has got to deal with this guy. We finally get on back to the port where we're going to get on a big boat now, and on the side of the boat there's a giant lettering. Lettering says "No tug." Don't ask me what that means. I guess no tugboats. Stay away, tugboat. All I'm saying over and over again is no tug. No tug. No tug. No tug. No tug. And I have a tendency when I'm really drunk is that I want to sit down. And my wife's like, no, honey, you can't sit down here. Look,
Chris Johnner, I love how minutes ago Eddie has no recollection of being super drunk in 20 years. Now he has a photographic memory of
my wife can tell me about it.
Nights.
And she's like, Ed, we can't sit down here. We got to get back to the room. And I'm like, it's because of the no tug, right? No tug. Whatever you do. And we're passing the line of people are waiting to get back in. And I'm yelling to them, whatever you do, no tug. So they must have seen me coming from a mile away. The line parted. The line parted. And then they must have said, this guy's got to get in. He can't be on this line. So, you got to go in. You got to show your cruise card before you get in. And my wife said, we got to get on the elevator. I go, okay. So we got in the elevator, and the elevator stops, and I start to get off, stumble off, but it's not all right, I guess, level or something. And some girl, I high-fived some girl that was like 13. And she's like, I think Christine said, don't do that, honey. She's 13 or something. I go, 13? I had 45 drinks. 13 is nothing. And she's just like, we got to make it to the room, Eddie. We got to make it to the room. I mean, you have to understand, I'm a bloody mess. I look like I was in a fight with Abdullah the Butcher at this point. Like I was wrestling like George the Animal Steel. It's a drunken mess with blood and
oh my God,
and the no tug, and the 13-year-old girl who's probably still scarred from this experience. And
Mario says, I can't wait to hear about the drunken night he bought 10 chairs.
Then next thing I am, I'm in the cruise shop buying chairs and having them delivered to the house. No, that's not. Then I want to sit down in the elevator. Chairs. No, honey, don't sit down. Don't sit down. I go, okay. Meanwhile, the kid I'm with throws up. But his uncle grabs a towel and shoves it into his mouth before he projectile vomits. And it's all over the towel and it's coming out. I'm like, you can't handle your liquor. That's the problem with your generation. And this kid wound up throwing up in his shoes everywhere. But me, thanks to my wife, she got me in, and that's the end of the story. There's really not too much. Did I leave out anything? The reason I know about this,
just 16 years old.
I will have to post a picture of me playing those merengue drums. You could see it. I'm a mess. There's like, this is even before, I think it was after the blood, but there wasn't a lot of blood, but my shirts was just full of stains from the rum and and I got drunk last week. I forgot to tell you about it. No, I'm only kidding. I remember that 120 years ago. It was Bar City, man. That was bad. And that was the first time I really drank everything. But my friends had stooge. They made me a stooge for that. Now I know Costa doesn't like people who imbibe the drinkage. He's a straight edge shooter, but once in a while it's okay. Dr. Darwin Bushman, do you think I have a problem? I don't do it. It's just like anything with me. I either go full tilt or I don't do it. So yeah. No, that is certainly true. Oh, that also on that same cruise, I think I went into the women's bathroom by mistake, and then got in a stall and then realized it was the women's bathroom. And I'm like, holy shit, I can't leave. And I'm like peeking out to see if it's empty, and then I ran out. I plotted out there like Godzilla.
Yeah, like Chris said, at least you didn't have some black lady thinking you were dead at Port Authority.
That's true. Well, it was. I did. It was a sight. Anyway. Now, fuck Greshner.
Connor, if you're gonna call in with anything to add, do it now because we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, I'm sorry I exhausted you all with that story, but
that was fantastic. You could tell that story every week.
The only reason I would say with my friend Tony's wedding is that, you know how they had the chicken dance?
Yeah.
And the place they had it at the catering hall, they had a girl dressed up as a chicken doing it.
Yeah.
And I tackled her and ripped her head off. Well, not her head, but the chicken head. Yeah. Christina never heard that one. All right, there he is, ladies. My fellow alcohol imbiber.
I'm alive. So
nice.
thank you. Cheers.
You're right. I see you learned the lesson. Drink.
Well, just a tiny addendum to that shit.
Oh, what are you drinking there? Is
Just
that your
curious.
Blueshirt Underground glass?
What? What was the question?
Is that a Blueshirt Underground glass you were drinking out of?
Yes. Thank you very much.
The glasses were a big hit, by the way. Everybody really liked those.
But anyway, not quite, Jen. I've fully recovered. But no, just one small addendum. Apparently, the Red Bull vodka I stole some from Savior was the thing that did me in because
no, that is ridiculous.
All right.
You're saying that was the thing that got you over?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll take your word.
Because from previous experiences, if you just go straight beer throughout, it's fine. But apparently Red Bull and vodka, that was not very forgiving to me on the bus ride back. But surprisingly, in spite of...
Did you get sick on the bus?
I did get sick on the bus, yes.
Please tell me it was in the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, imagine he puked. Oh, well, do you feel better?
This just in: BSU banned from Greyhound buses.
Well, am I banned from McHale's now? I'm curious.
No, you weren't. You were just belligerent to us. You weren't belligerent to the staff.
He wasn't even belligerent. He was incoherent.
He told me to fuck off, and told you to fuck off.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. When you said, he goes,
he might have, but not in a mean way. He was being funny.
He was
middle fingering everybody as the night.
Okay, I didn't know that. It was out of love.
Here and there and everywhere. Fuck you. You see? Nah, I didn't take that personally. He wasn't.
We made him do the drawing, and he was like, "All right, here are the last four numbers: 310." Three numbers.
Here are the last four numbers: green, A,
apple,
Beethoven, honeymooners.
I mean, the hilarious thing is, even though I got sick on the bus, I was still apparently coherent enough to drive my way home. So it's surprising. Is that
how the hell did you drive home, dude? How long was that bus ride?
Well, I got in at about 3:00, so there was basically no one else on the road. So
you know, now that I think about it, I kind of forgot about that. As I was walking him to his gate, he did say to me, I still got to drive home. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I remember you saying that to me. I still got to drive home. Thank God you made it home.
How far was the drive home from the...
Throwing up was probably what saved you from killing yourself behind the wheel of the car.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That and also the fact that I bought water on the way home and just like completely chugged it before getting behind the wheel, so I was okay. But no, it's about 20 minutes away. The bus / train station, so I was fine.
Wow.
Yeah, but what can I say? There are nights you certainly don't like to remember, and that was certainly one I can tack off my list.
Well,
why would you not? Oh, we'll remember it for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're going to remember it just fine.
Here are the some Cutter has joined us. Here are some of the Cutter cutouts. Is Connor sitting next to here's actually Matt Morello with Connor and the Cutter cutout, and there you see Cutter to the right. He couldn't be there, so he was there in spirit. I really like that jersey Matt's got. He said he likes the other color, but there's Matt Morello, and there's the finger again with Cutter.
Well, I gotta say, there's that was before I was about 6 sheets to the wind there.
Okay, and this is Cutter with Jim with the tongue, very funny. The Cutter cutout was a big hit, don't you think?
Oh, everybody loved it. Did that survive for another party?
I don't know if we threw it out yet. And this is the very interesting comment by Jeff on this one, saying, "Look, Morello, I got more than you did." That's the lovely Danielle Stewart, I think.
Yes.
The upwardly mobile Danielle Stewart. There's Matty Z. Everybody having fun. So it was a big hit.
Yeah, it really was. Everybody really liked that. Oh, here's the picture of Caco with the cast, by the way.
Oh, Caco Casto.
Caco Casto, yeah. And
It was great. Who did it?
Fatherly, Father Johnner trying to
Father
console
John,
Connor.
he's been in that territory, so he was good to a good consult for him.
He said he was happy to pass the torch.
Yes,
Yeah.
because Chris has been there many times. Although I've never seen Chris. No, I've seen Chris pretty bad. Hey, listen, we all had fun. We're just glad you're home safe and sound. And,
Yeah, I mean, look, should I probably have put it down a little bit sooner? Sure, but the bottom line is that I don't know. I think that it could have gone worse, and also one other thing I just want to add from when Jin found me at the bus station, which I was being incoherent on, which I actually pointed out. So there's a bar at Port Authority that I used to go to all the time because I had to go to Port Authority for college.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I actually got thrown out of that bar one time. He was telling me.
Well, it was that night that I got thrown out because I was too intoxicated.
Oh, it was that night?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't mention that. You made it sound like it was another you weren't making any sense at that point.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Nobody should serve you. I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I felt bad for you, but I was also like, he's having fun. But I didn't know that all that extra stuff happened.
Yeah.
On the left is how it started. On the right is how it's going.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, it goes back to that other meme. I
should have got the old lady to sit on your lap and take the picture.
Well, I was gonna say it goes to that other meme where it's like, if you
She
can't
did have her-
at my this, you don't.
She
deserve
did have her hand. She did have her hand down your pants when I found you.
Oh God.
Oh jeez.
You still owe her $20.
Wow.
Oh shit.
You got a P.O. box. Jim got it. P.O. box. Who even uses those things anymore?
Oh no, I knocked over the P.O. box on my way home. No, I actually the drive back was actually amazingly smooth, believe it or not.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Zook's getting on his favorite chair back there, Chris.
Where?
I don't know. He was coming. He just came in the room behind you.
Half the bars have my
she's in
face
there.
on it. But you know what? Worst comes to worst, I can still go to Rudy's. I was very generous with them, so they'll let me in.
He left a $3 tip on a $40 bill. They love him there.
Wow. Yeah, Mikhail's, I
You
got
couldn't even sign your name. And I'm yelling at you while you're signing. I'm going, don't you forget the tip.
Well, I mean, okay. So one thing off of that was I did pay cash for my first drink, and I give a 25% tip for that. So I think
Very
that
good.
okay.
Very good.
Yeah. So I mean, what can I say?
No, don't worry about it, buddy.
Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, assuming I'm not banned from the next one.
You're not
Man, they like. I talked to the waitress. I said, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" And she said, "No, but it's fun." And I don't know what you're saying half the time.
She said the people that come out of Wicked aren't quite this drunk.
Yeah.
Good times, Connor.
Good times.
All
Well,
right, Connor, take care. We'll talk to you next time.
guys,
Glad you're all right.
one more thing.
Sure.
Which is that there's that old saying, one of these days we're gonna be laughing at this shit. Well, I
Already
guess
laughing.
one of these days is now.
Right. I was laughing about it Saturday night.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you.
Take
Take
it
care,
easy.
my friend.
See ya. Connor, alive and well. We bring a
Yeah.
breathalyzer. Nobody, what for what? Nobody passed. Except Costa.
And I just want to address this. No, you know what? I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to give it any time on the air about Cutsy's complaint about the cutout.
All he does is complain.
Yeah. We're not even going to address it.
Name me another viewing party that's putting your face up there and people taking pictures with it.
Yeah.
We're making you
That's-
famous, kid. All right. We've said
All
it all.
right. Do you want to come back this week with an Emil tribute, or do you want to save that?
We gotta work on that.
What's the schedule looking at like ahead?
Let me see. Hang on. Schedule. Select team. I know they play Thursday. Right? Thursday? What's today? Today's Monday. Maybe it's Wednesday. February. Hold on. Oh, they play Wednesday, St. Louis, then Friday against the Devils. And then the schedule is like every other day. Schedule gets rough, by the way. Things are a lot tougher in Rangerland.
You want to do something Thursday, maybe? Well, save it for next week. We'll get it together for next week.
Yeah, let's try. Let's see what we can do next week for Amy. We'll figure out. We'll talk and figure out how we're going to do it. And
all right, sounds good.
How to present it.
Presented by Rheingold, the king of beers.
My beers, dry beer. No, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. That's it. I couldn't remember how it went.
Very good.
Go Rheingold whenever you buy beer.
And I want to say
happy recap coming up. Mets beat the Reds 3-2. John Matlack gets the win. Bruce Beauclair with the save.
Foamy's famous faces. Did anybody guess the Blueshirt Underground Foamy famous face? Yes, it was Cutter.
It was Cutter.
All right.
Well, it's been a show.
I mean, there was a little bit of hockey talk, more about the viewing party. But hey, we recap everything. Listen, they scored 2 goals. Right. Nice goal by Strome and a nice goal by Lafreniere. Other than that, it was sheep. So, Jim, once again, another one in the books. Go scratch your shoulder, whatever you got to do over there.
By the way, I also forgot to mention that Colin Cosell made an appearance at the viewing party for about a half hour. It was great to see him. Hadn't seen him in a long time, and he is one of my favorite people. So I was glad he made it out for a while.
Yeah.
Always a treat.
Yeah, he's always funny.
Always funny.
Good guy.
All right. Fun show, guys. Enjoy. We'll have the podcast up tomorrow. We'll see you soon. And we'll let you know about another viewing party. Thanks for your
in the works. Could be in the works, boys.
Could be.
Girls.
We love you. Eddie, always a pleasure. Talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.
Take care.